So I came across this really cool list of words. These words are trending right now. They're actually words that trend as well. So very useful for our vocabulary lesson that we do every Monday on this channel. Let's see some words that people are using very commonly these days. Word number one is meta. Now this is based on my last video. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's about the metaverse, it's about Facebook's new announcement and something that could change your lives. So this word has been the most searched word in the last month. So what meta means, a lot of people think it means something big, something huge and powerful. Not really. Meta is something that is self-referential. What that means is think about someone who reviews movies, a movie reviewer. And now someone is reviewing that movie reviewer. So it's like referring to yourself. If I have my company and I have my employees and I send someone to be a student just to observe my employees, that phenomenon is called meta. If it's confusing, that means you understood it. Because meta is not something I can show you and say this is meta. It's based on this phenomenon, which is basically self-reflection or referring to oneself. That's what meta is called. So remember this word because this is going to become increasingly relevant in the future as Facebook rebrands itself and a lot of people, billions of people, are going to be on this metaverse thing. If you haven't checked out my video, check that out. Last video I uploaded last week. Really interesting. Word number two is Apogee. So Apogee was being searched a lot when Jeff Bezos went into space this year. And Apogee is something to do with space. It is a point in the Earth's orbit, which is the farthest distance from the Earth. That point is called the apogee point. So when Jeff Bezos reached the apogee point, it was all over the news. Jeff Bezos has reached the apogee point, and that's simply that point farthest space from the Earth in the Earth's orbit. Word number three is indict. So it spells indict and it sounds indict. Okay, so indict is to charge someone with a crime, and this happens to be on the news pretty much all the time. I think it happened with Trump too, but there's another relevant word about Trump we'll discuss later. But indict is to charge someone with a crime. So if you simply charge someone, you want to say you're pressing charges, you're basically trying to indict that person for whatever wrong they have done or the wrong you think they have done. The next word is vacated. Now, a lot of ministers and a lot of people vacate their job positions. That simply means they give up their job positions, they give up their roles, and that seat is empty for someone else to come and take over. So if you vacate your title, your job, your post, it simply means you surrender it, you give it up, and that job or that post is available for someone else. The next word is unadjudicated. Adjudicated means something in a court which has been addressed and dealt with judicially. So someone in the courtroom has been called guilty or innocent. That case is closed. Unadjudicated means the opposite. It simply means something that has not been dealt with in court by the laws. It has not been brought into the court's attention, or maybe something was not finalized about it. So let's say there's a person who is a harasser and he has a lot of complaints against him, but he has never been brought to court. Or if he was brought to court, the case went unadjudicated, which means nobody finished the case. It's an ongoing case, and that's usually it happens with someone in power who doesn't let themselves go to jail because they have that power. So unadjudicated things are usually very controversial. The next word is spurious. So spurious is fake or invalid. So something, maybe a document or a phenomenon or an event which is not true, it's invalid, maybe it's being faked for financial gains. That is spurious. Good word to know. Pragmatic, again, a very common word. I'm not surprised it's trending. It could be trending pretty much all the time. Pragmatic simply means practical. So when journalists or people or politicians talk about the practical measures to do or to take place, these measures are simply practical measures. When you are talking to people in daily life and you want to tell someone, hey, this solution doesn't seem feasible, it doesn't seem practical, you can also say it doesn't seem pragmatic. Good word to know. And the next word is non-binary. Now this is weird. All right, this is a little weird. Demi Lovato was in the news when she called herself non-binary. A lot of celebrities are doing this. I don't know what you guys think about it. I don't want to say too much because it's too political. I will say that it's kind of stupid though, but it is non-binary. What that means is someone calling themselves they instead of he or she. So if someone says, I don't want to be associated with a gender because if I am this gender, you will have this concept about me that if I'm a girl, for example, I have to do this. If I'm a boy, I have to do this. You judge me like that. So, you know what? I'm not a girl or boy. I'm they. And this is non-binary. So if you're non-binary, you declare yourself to be non-binary. That's what you are. You are they. Kind of weird. The world is getting a little weird. Word number 8 is consort. Consort is the spouse, not of anybody, but the spouse of a monarch. So I think something in the royal family was happening, and the news outlets were talking about consort. Consort is simply the spouse, husband or wife of the monarch at that time. That is a common word used when we're talking about the royal family. The 9th word is Neanderthal, and this is the 9th word is Neanderthal, and this word was mentioned by none other than Joe Biden. So what Joe said was, when people are talking about removing masks and getting back to normal, Joe said that's a thinking of the Neanderthal. Neanderthal were people who were in the past, and they were humans who are now extinct. That was a very old civilization that became extinct. So Joe Biden is saying that this thinking is basically Neanderthal, which is an extinct thinking or a dumb thinking, or it's a thinking that doesn't make sense in the modern world. And I don't know what, these politicians want. They pretty much want us to follow rules forever. There's no end in sight. But that was the comment made, and everybody Googled, what is Neanderthal? And that is what it is. A human species that has been extinct for a long, long time. The next word is perseverance. Perseverance is nothing new for a lot of people. And if you watch a lot of videos on success and positivity, which, by the way, you can find in this channel as well, perseverance means going at it no matter what. Continuous effort. Despite all the hurdles and pitfalls you will face, you continue without any resistance. You go on passionately with your aim, with your goal set, and you never stop. That kind of attitude is called perseverance, not giving up simply. The 11th word is impeach, and if you watch news, you know who this is used against most. It is Donald Trump. Every time the Congress, everybody wants to always impeach Donald Trump. And when that happens, when people say, let's impeach Donald Trump, that simply means you want to charge someone with misconduct. And this is usually with a public servant of a high position, like a minister, governor, or prime minister or president in this case. And Donald Trump is always charged with misconduct in different scenarios, and he's always trying to be, people are always trying to impeach him. That's what this word means. Word number 12, insurrection. Insurrection is violence against government. Okay, it's usually not violence against people. Insurrection is violence against the government. So when people walked or marched into the White House and they broke some stuff, again, during the end of Donald Trump's reign, that was when you can say that that whole event was insurrection. Now, the other word is very similar to this, sedition. Sedition is inciting people for insurrection. So what Donald Trump was doing was telling people, hey, go into the White House, and he was trying to get people instigated. And that thing, that event, that the way he was doing that is called sedition, trying to instigate someone to do harm, to cause harm, and to cause insurrection. The next word is malarkey. Malarkey, you hear that a lot. Malarkey is very common in the news. You hear that whenever people want to criticize other people, and that means foolish talk. So if, again, in this case, if people are saying, hey, let's remove masks, a lot of people think it makes sense, or it's about time, or when is it going to be time? Let's talk about it. But the other people would say, hey, that is malarkey, which means it is complete garbage. Let's not talk about it. It is foolish talk. That's it, guys. These are the words trending, so you got to know them because you will come across them in news and normal life. And of course, you can use them yourself whenever you're talking to people about these kinds of events. I hope you learned something valuable, and if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to you very soon. Take care.